Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today I wanted to take just a quick break from all the new releases and everything coming out right now and talk about a game that kind of has zero relevancy at all, which is Jumanji, the video game. I've always been obsessed with the movie-based video game, especially the single-player ones that follow a lot of those same beats from the movie, maybe have some in-game cutscenes, maybe have some dialogue, shot-for-shot scenes and stuff like that from the movie. And this game is not that. It has none of those things. This is just a strange, co-op, online multiplayer, hybrid, beat-em-up style, arena style, occasional puzzle trap things every once in a while game, and I really don't know what they were trying to go for. And yeah, I do understand that these games are made for kids most of the time, and the mixture of that with the clear cash grab purpose here, I don't really know if that's a recipe for success, because honestly, I don't know if kids would really even have much to enjoy with this one. So I'm not about to go into this deep dive review for this game or anything. I'm not going to be super critical of it on a pure gameplay or narrative level. I just always was curious about this one. I've kept it in my library over the years and just sort of waited for a time when I had nothing else I wanted to really do and just finally try it out. And so that happened to be now. And yeah, I mean, I was pretty disappointed with this one. I don't know what I expected, but it definitely wasn't this. I never took the time to go and look this one up and see what kind of game it was, because just that title alone, Jumanji, the video game, it's kind of been conditioned in me when I see those words to think okay, this is going to be a single player story game that, it probably isn't great, but as a fan of the movie, it's probably going to be just some kind of fun knockoff version of the movies where we'll get some fun dialogue from the characters, maybe some cutscenes, something from the movie, right? There's no dialogue in this game whatsoever, or at least none that stood out to me. Maybe you get some in the guiding dialogue, but yeah, nothing really noticeable. There's no noticeable music. There is music, but nothing here stands out at all. The only thing that ever made me think okay, that's not that bad was the performance, which I'm glad to say that's at least a good part of this. But yeah, there's sadly just nothing of substance here. And again, I wasn't looking for anything great here. I just enjoy these kinds of games. One of my favorite videos that I've ever done was a video I made on movie-based video games, where I showed footage of just a bunch of random games that I enjoyed playing over the years, from when I was a kid to even when I was in high school. And I said it back then too, that they're never very good. These games are never any good, or they're not great, but they were still fun to play. They had so much charm to them. I knew what I was getting into with them. There's bad graphics, there's weird gameplay, weird puzzles most of the time, but they were always still kind of fun. Especially when I was a kid, I loved those movies. They were my life, and so getting to play in that world was always just really, really cool. And I that's why I miss them so much, I guess. That's why I long for them, and I wish that they were still around like they used to be. But at the end of the day, this game itself, it has no soul in it at all, and that was what was really crushing. It has online capabilities, which I do understand in this day and age is king, and with this coming out in 2019, I'm sure that's what led them down that route, to just try and appeal to the biggest audience possible. But really, I don't know if anyone's gonna see that and choose this game for that online multiplayer purpose. I think with so many other options out there that do it better, I feel the appeal of this was the branding. That's what people would have gone to this game for, to get something that you can't get from other games, which is the heart and soul of those movies and those characters that people do love. I mean, because those movies have been super successful, so the fan base would probably be big enough to be there for this if there was at least some effort to put into it. And when this just comes off as the most blatant cash grab, it just sort of becomes lost in the crowd of all those other low effort cash grabs, and it's just a real shame to see that. I mean, yeah, I would rather have a game use the branding of a popular movie or property to just make something legitimately good and tell its own story. I would rather have that every single time, of course. But if the studios are already planning to make a game just come out alongside the movie, that they don't want to put as much time and money into, then that's when I would love for them to just give us more of what they used to do in the past. The technology is so much better now, and I feel there could be just a ton of potential for that. I don't know. Maybe it's a dumb idea, but I feel there is some potential there. It is a different world now in 2023 than it was back in 2005 when the Peter Jackson's King Kong game came out, which is still one of my favorites. But there's a lot of big movies out right now that have the potential that we already have games for, Across the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy, Super Mario Bros. We have games for that, obviously. But they're related to that, right? They're not directly made from the movie. I guess some of them have more likeness and more more of a similarity to the movies. But it's still, don't you think it'd be kind of fun to get like a weird knockoff Mario game with Jack Black voicing Bowser and Charlie Day voicing Luigi? I don't know. I think there's just, it would probably be in 720p or something, but I still think it'd be kind of fun. And yeah, maybe there's like licensing issues too and all sorts of stuff for these things, but it's just one of those things on my mind. It's a topic I've always been interested in and I love talking about. So that's just why I wanted to talk about it today, basically. That's really all I have to say for it though. Like I'm sure I will talk about this again one day when another one of these movie-based video games comes out. But for now, I just want to thank you all for watching this. I do hope you enjoyed it. Every once in a while, I do want to make some videos like this where they're just, different from the reviews or new stuff and whatever else is going on like currently. Just, take that break and look back and talk about just a random topic out there. But yeah, thank you all again so much. I hope you're all doing well out there. I hope to see you all in the next one. And until then, everybody, take care.